Here's how you can make one of the most testosterone-packed meals quickly, just in like 5 minutes. So what we're going to be making is ginger tea, and preferably for breakfast or lunch, some pretty good eggs. If you're like me and you've made over 5,000 eggs, then it gets pretty average. It's a pretty normal meal, but for the new people who haven't been making eggs, pretty good. If you didn't know, there are very few meals and foods that you can eat or drink that give you more testosterone than eggs or ginger. You can drink coffee, or they're pretty similar. Coffee and ginger tea are pretty similar. And then eggs, pretty much the only thing that can beat eggs is red meats like beef, steak, ground beef, and I don't think there's anything else that can beat eggs in the amount of testosterone that it gives you. First step, we're going to start with the ginger tea. You want to boil the kettle or heat up the kettle, whatever you do. Just get some hot water even. Simply look for a ginger tea in the shops or in your cabinet. The one I chose was the tea highest in ginger concentrations. If you look at the ingredients list, the highest one up, the first one that shows up, that's the most used ingredient, and that was ginger. So that's why I chose it. Honey is an option. Don't put sugar, don't put anything else. Honey is optional in ginger tea. Put the water in, mix it up, that's it. You make the ginger tea first so that you can let it cool down from boiling so that you can have it while you're making the eggs. Now with the eggs, what you want to do is get butter, put it into a pan. Make sure it's not a non-stick pan. The non-stick pans that are black on the inside and that they're like Teflon or non-stick, where they've got chemicals that decrease your testosterone and mess up your hormones inside, just so that your food doesn't stick to it. Don't use those. Use a non-stick. The one I was using in the video. If it's just like a stainless steel one, perfect. Put butter in there. Make sure you melt the butter around the whole thing, cover it. Because butter is very good for you. If you have leftover butter, even though the whole thing is covered, then just let the little block of butter melt in, and it'll be very healthy for you. People are lied to about how fat makes you fat, or fat is unhealthy for you. It's one of the best things that you can eat. So get that butter in. Then you want to start cracking eggs. Look for the free range, cage-free, pasture-raised. Pasture-raised is the most important one. If you can get any egg, get the pasture-raised one. It means they were raised in a place that's open and they can forage for food and stuff like that. It's not like they're free range in this little spot where their freedom is taking a step forward and a step back. That's not free range. So pasture raised is what you're looking for. No added hormones as well, nothing like that. I would suggest that you get at least 6 in a day, but for me right now and in this video that I'm showing you right now on the screen, I added in 8, and I've been eating 7 to 8 daily. And about, if you do the calculations, 7 or 8 every day, at least 5 a day, for a year and a half is over 3,500 eggs. So I've made a lot of eggs. Once you're done cracking however many eggs you want into a bowl, or just straight into the pan, you can mix them up, make sure the yolks are all mixed in with the egg white, and then add in your spices. You can add garlic salt if it's just salt and garlic, the ingredients. Salt is great, like I added, and pepper is also great. But if you have any other preferences where it's 100% a natural spice or seasoning, put that in as well. And experiment with it. Cook it as much as you want until you think that you would enjoy it. And then take it out, put it on a plate, and eat it. Burning it. When it's burnt really bad, when it goes green or blue. If you burn it to a point, I don't exactly know what point it is, but if it's burnt, then some of the proteins and I think along with the protein, some of the testosterone that you'd get may be decreased by the burning. So try not to burn it. You don't have to make it too wet, because I know for myself I don't like wet eggs. But right now I've compromised. I'm eating them slightly wet, even though I don't like it being wet. But I'd rather do that than eat burnt eggs. Then, when you're done, you get your eggs. Mine are a bit cold now, but what I feel increases my testosterone even more after eggs and ginger tea is having a little cup of black coffee, because that's the second or first, or tied with second or first, drinks that will increase your testosterone the most. So along with ginger tea, have some black coffee. I don't know if it's good to do it in the morning, but just have it throughout the day. Not too late either. Just watch. If you are on self-improvement, then you most likely know why what I'm doing here is not good at all. But the thing is, and this is to raise awareness, the solution to getting hormones in your water and your tap water, the solution to that is not always getting a reverse osmosis filter. Of course it's great, but that takes away every benefit of water. So either get a charcoal filter or do research about where you live. Because where I've moved into Lake Tahoe, and at least near there, and we get the water in our taps straight from the lake. So what I was doing there, drinking tap water, it's not bad because it comes straight from the lake, which is actually drinkable water. So do your research, because back where I used to live in South Africa, we got our tap water from reservoirs and the dams on the mountains. Of course, if you live in a big American city or like in the UK, in London or whatever, most likely you're going to have the filtration system give you your tap water. But be aware of where you're living and research about where your water comes from. So enjoy the testosterone and be aware of where your water is coming from.